All right, we go to the numbers, guy. Gary, welcome to the Savage Nation. We're warming everyone up for the show. What's on your
Absolutely,
mind?
Dr. Savage. First of
All
all,
right, let's start with this. Before we go off the track and spend the 30 minutes, what did you recently predict? Don't tell me you did the numbers and came up with Fukushima.
well, of course I did. I told you big events happen on the 11th and 29th. You can check the tapes yourself.
Okay, hold on. You did now. And what happened? When did the tsunami hit?
Well, just like the tsunami hit in Japan on 3/11, just like President Mubarak stepped down on 2/11 to get everything in the Middle East all riled up, just like the biggest mudslides in the biggest natural disaster in Brazilian history happened on 1/11 this year. Every time it's been the 11th, there's been a big event in the year 2011.
All right, so I agree with you. There is something to numerology. I know it's not all chance. There's something about numbers that mystics will often relate to. But what do you see in the numbers today?
Well, in the numbers today is an 11 day, Dr. Savitz, because if you add up today's date, 3/31/2011, you get 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 1 adds up to an 11. So again, you are about to be in an 11-year cycle, Dr. Savage.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Is that good or bad?
It's going to make or break you.
Oh, well, I got unlimited time to figure this one out.
Well,
of course it's going to make How many years do I have left? What do you mean it's going to make or break me? In what way?
No, Dr. Savage. I'm talking about your radio career. You're either going to be the number 2 guy in radio, or they're going to take you off there. Because let me give you an example.
Hold it. You mean today? It's going to happen today?
No, within the next 365 days between your next birthday, between now and your next birthday. Because whenever people's birthdays hits, that's when their new cycle energy kicks in.
Okay, all right. I see. Well, no one's taking me off the air, I'll tell you that right now. The chances are I'm going to be number 1 within 2 years because I know certain things are brewing in the numbers for the people listening to the show.
Okay. I see
let's say world events. We have Obama. If we only knew his birth certificate date, the actual date and place, we could run the numbers. But since we don't know where or the number, right, we don't know what to do.
Well, his birthday is 8/4/1961. Add everything up. 8/4/1961 adds up to 29. 2 plus 9 equals 11. Now, the reason he's going to have problems this year is the same reason Mubarak had problems, because President Mubarak is born 5/4/1928. If you add everything up, 5/4/1928 adds up to 29. 2 plus 9 equals 11. Same thing with Gaddafi. He's born 6/7/1942. 6/7/1942 adds up to 29. 2 plus 9 equals 11. And they're targeting these people in the year 2011 because they understand how energy works. You said
Hold it.
100 times.
What do you mean? Who's targeting these people?
The elite, the people who are.
You're saying that the Illuminati are picking these years because of the way the numbers lined up? They're that smart?
Without a doubt. This conspiracy goes a lot further than just Marxist. This conspiracy goes a lot further than just, the gold and money and all this other stuff about the Federal Reserve. This conspiracy goes down to the point that they're doing everything to bring down the United States the same way they brought down the Soviet Union 20 years ago. Because Mikhail Gorbachev became the General Secretary of the USSR on 3/11.
Yeah, no, he's one of the weirdest characters in the history of the universe with that mark on his head. And what impressed me was that after he left the Soviet Union, shortly after it broke up, I believe, he came to San Francisco and they gave him a big swath of the beach that was a national, it was owned by the U.S. government. They gave it to him as his peace headquarters here in San Francisco. I thought that was very intriguing.
Well, you know what? He served his purpose. And unlike most useful idiots that work for all the governments around the world, they decided for some reason to not take him out.
Let's not get too off the track. Let's go back to Mr. Obama and his numbers. He was born under a lucky star. There's no question about it. This man has had one lucky break after another. Does he have unlimited luck?
No. The powers that be will remove him. The same people that put him in power, the same people that gave him, the opportunity to go in the White House and pull his strings will be removing him because.
Well, hold on, wait, hold it now. This is intriguing. Do you mean within the first term?
I'm saying before the second term, before the next election. All of this stuff about his birth certificate, all of the true facts about Barack Hussein Obama are going to come out because the same people who put him in power set him up. They set him up.
But why? Wait a minute. Why do they want him out of power now? He's done a very good job for them thus far, hasn't he?
Well, it's very simple, because when you get too much heat on you, whether you're George W. Bush, a Republican, or Obama, a Democrat, it really doesn't matter. Let me give you an example of how the political parties don't matter. George Bush invaded Iraq on 3/19/2003 under a full moon. That was a Republican. Obama invaded Libya with airstrikes on 3/19, 8 years later, on a full moon.
Well, first of all, it's easier to conduct airstrikes with a full moon than it is with a half moon or a new moon, because you can see the targets better.
You're right. That's
I mean, so let's not suddenly say everything's a conspiracy. I mean, as much as I'd like to go along with your enthusiasm, and I'm not negating you or trying to be a wise guy, let's be clear. I mean, if you're going to go and do a bombing strike at night, you'd like to do it on the night of a full moon, right?
But there's a lot of symbolism that's involved in it. Let me get into detail. Now, if you look on the flags around the world.
How do they remove Obama? What are they going to do? Because I have felt all along the way he's gotten too big for his britches, and he's overstepped his authority with the people who put him in power. He's wrecked the Democrat Party. He has overstepped what they thought he should do. In other words, he's gotten drunk on his own power, and they need to now put the guy in his place. You think they're going to actually do the birth certificate thing, and they're going to say he's unconstitutionally not qualified, and that's the end of it?
That's exactly why I think they've been, bringing this.
Did you notice that Donald Trump is even making this a big issue?
Yes, he is, and I wish I could talk to Donald Trump, because I would tell him.
You know what's intriguing? He came out of nowhere with this birth certificate, and he went on the Leprechaun show, and the Leprechaun put him down, as you well know.
Oh, of course, because they're all part of the media. I mean, I might get in trouble with some people for saying this, but your competition's done. Mark Levin will be removed off the air within the next 18 months. And Glenn Beck might not let me on the air with him anymore because I say this, but he's done too. He's about to take the heat this month. These clowns don't understand what's going on. They think this is all a joke. But the people in power, they have such sacred knowledge that they know exactly when to do stuff and when to enact it, because it's better to go with the energy than against it.
I'm intrigued by what you have to say, but I don't want to take up the whole hour now. Now you got my attention. You said in the next 11 years it's either going to make me or break me. How many years do I have left?
No. You're in an 11-year cycle right now. So it's going to make or break you in the next 365 days. Because I see your competition following, Dr. Savage.
No, they're finished. I know. I have reason to believe that. The guy you mentioned, I don't even want to mention his name, the guy whose voice sounds like a woman having a hysterectomy before the years of anesthesia, he's gone. Because once Rush goes and Hannity goes, and Hannity exists only because he was a fill-in for Rush and has Rush as a lead-in, everyone knows his ratings are very poor and that he's just a Republican mouthpiece. As much as a nice guy is and he does the right thing, he doesn't have anything interesting to say. And the guy after him, who you mentioned with the hysterical old woman's voice, is also a continuation of the same one leading into the other. I understand all of that. I have the most original show on radio, but where's the danger in my life?
Okay, Dr. Savage, I want you to remember this. Whenever it's the 11th or the 29th of any month until your next birthday, that's where you can expect drama to come after you. And it's not all.
I expect it every day, by the way. If a day goes by where there's no drama, I feel depressed.
You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about in the next 100
I have drama every morning, every afternoon, every evening. I find the dramatic moment. But you're saying, when you say drama, you mean big stuff happening?
Yes, exactly. I'm not talking about, the poodle barking next door and waking you up. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about serious events in your life, and you will see it happen on the 11th and the 29th. Because, Dr. Savage, I got to tell you, I read people like a book for a living, and I'm very good at it. And if people, and my goal is not to.
Wait a minute, hold it. My hands are turning purple now as you're speaking to me. I'm getting purple spots all over my body. Does that mean? Come on, I'm just pulling your leg. So 331.11 adds up to 9, and how does that work? I'll be right back to hear about that.
Savage.
It is the Savage Nation. A little later on, right after we go back to the numbers guy, I have other guests coming on for my birthday. I want to shock you by telling you I'm never giving another nickel to the NRA. The NRA does not speak for me. And what the NRA has just done in a fundraising brochure is below the worst stereotype of gun owners. Exotic hunts from around the globe, and they show a picture of elephants that were killed back in Roosevelt's time. I got to tell you, this is not my NRA, okay? The NRA is to the gun ownership issue as the Republican Party is to conservatism as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't give the NRA 10 cents, and it's not the only charity I wouldn't give 10 cents to. Most institutions in America, including the NRA today, have taken over by, well, let's just stop right there. Let's go back to the numbers guy. Gary, fire away.
How you doing, Dr. Savage? Before I go into events and
hey Gary, I got a minute. You got to make it fast.
Okay, I'm gonna make it real fast. Like I said, guy Don't William. He's a royalty. He's born 6/21/1982. 6/21/1982 adds up to 29. 2 + 9 equals 11. This guy is getting married on the 29th. 4/29, and you think that's a coincidence? His mother, Diana, the one who died on 8/31/1998, adds up to an 11, got married on the 29th too. These people understand what they're doing. They do.
Oh yeah, well the royal family are definitely into some kind of voodoo. There's no question about it in my estimation. They're the chief voodoo players on the planet. In that regard, LaRouche was right. There's definitely some kind of conspiracy with Kissinger. Every time I used to see him at the airport, I thought they were crazy. But the longer I live, the longer I ask myself, why is the royal family still living in such mansions when they don't do anything?
Well,
I mean, they must know something. They got something on everybody on the world, I mean, they must do something other than play. My sympathies are with the Irish, frankly, at this point. If I had a chance, I'd rather sit and drink in a pub in Ireland than in England. All right, when I come back, more surprises on the Savage Nation.
Savage.